Hi, everyone. This is Sharon coming to you live from the Washington area where it's gorgeous spring day here. And I have a special guest with me too, which I'll introduce you to shortly. But I'm really excited to be here with you today. And hopefully the quality of this video is going to be a little bit better than it's been. I don't know what was up the last couple of times. I've been going StreamYard, and it's supposed to be really good quality. So I don't know if it's, anyway, long story. Anyway, welcome. And I'd love it if you typed in the chat where you're coming from. I may not see your comments though. Yeah, and I can't even do that on the phone. So I'm going to try. So living on the edge today. I've never done an interview. I've never done one live. And here we are, jumping right in. And the topic of today is self-doubt. Oh boy. And I had a little chuckle with my guest earlier saying that, in the little box at the bottom of the screen, usually it has the name of the person, and that's usually what I have, or the topic. Well, the topic was self-doubt. So I had self-doubt in there. And I laughed out loud when I saw that my name was self-doubt. So I thought, well, there's a piece of truth in that. So anyway, here we are. I have a quote here that kind of launches into what I want to talk about today. So, oftentimes we work really, really hard, and we often work hard at the wrong things. So there's a quote here. I've never heard of her, but Katarina Fake. And the quote is, "So often people are working hard at the wrong thing. Working on the right thing is probably more important than working hard." And so I'm thinking today about working our what I call obstacles. And obstacles, my latest theme, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm really focusing now on courage. Courage that comes in many ways, shapes, and sizes. I deal with clients, and this does seem to come up as an ongoing theme, especially for those of us who are entrepreneurs, and especially for those of us who are sensitive, and empaths in particular, of course. So we're talking today, finally the light bulb went on, and I realized obstacles is what the issue, obstacles, all these different obstacles to finding our courage. And one of them is self-doubt. There's many, but that's one of them. So what I've learned is that clarity and confidence in that taking action towards our goals. But what I've noticed that we want to feel better, but we don't want to feel what's underneath. And that's for anybody. It's usually uncomfortable. It takes courage to feel, because if we don't feel, basically the truth is if we don't feel, we can't shine. Another name for obstacles I learned in therapy is rackets, like swinging a racket. They keep us from feeling what is underneath. And they keep us from being and feeling free. So these are the stories we are running on ourselves. So examples of these might be overwhelm, confusion, blame, and self-sabotage, to name a few. As empaths, we are easily picking up and getting overwhelmed by other people's feelings. It is difficult to get clarity on what we are feeling, and so it is difficult for us to get traction and move ahead in our lives. So this one obstacle, self-doubt. We can doubt our own skills. I know this is true for me. Often referred to as imposter syndrome. Often we don't know what our skills or strengths are. If you're brand new to entrepreneurship, you might not even know what that is. Maybe you had a regular job, and now you're going, what do I do now? And we're in more of an online world. I've been going to an office. What is this all about? What can I do? And what do I do well? And what do I want to do? For me, self-doubt is looking to others to have the answers also, instead of trusting myself to find the answer. So those of you who are on this live, I want you to be thinking about the following questions as well. And if you can, type in the chat what your experience of self-doubt looks like. That would help inform me as well, because I know everybody is different, and it shows up differently for different people. So right now, I want to bring on my guest, who's a new friend, but we've been kind of in the same circle for a little while. And let me see if I can do this, because I'm going to bring her on. I think. Great. Okay, that worked. And I'm going to unmute your mic. So I'm welcoming Joan here from Alberta. And I'm Canadian, so hi Canada, miss you, can't cross the border yet, but it's so nice to have you, Joan. I really appreciate your courage in showing up here on a busy day for you too. So can you tell us just a little bit about what you do?
Yes, I'm a soul care coach, and with the COVID taking over my job as a massage therapist, we were shut down many times, so I continued to study as a coach and zeroed in on becoming a soul care coach. And from there, I learned and am certified as an emotion code practitioner. So helping with locked or trapped emotions.
Yeah, and in that sense, we do similar things, but it's different in different ways. Yeah, so that's really cool. And I've had a couple of actually more than a couple of emotion code sessions, and there's some overlap there. But it's a fabulous modality. So if you want more experience with that, I know Joan is eager to talk to you as well. So Joan, I have a question for you. Have you ever had self-doubt?
Yes, I've had many times. As I've gotten older, I've learned to push away the self-doubt and increase my, I would say, inner voice to, no, you can do this, Joan. Don't listen to that. Just go ahead and do it. But yeah, as operating a business, you kind of, not to compare yourself to other people, but yet, I guess it's human nature to do that. And it has kept me from moving forward and taking the steps, whether I'm doing a Facebook Live or, telling my story can consume my mind of at the present time, and I'm just not later focusing on what I'm supposed to be doing, the task at hand. So create worry and failure is what I found.
Yes, underneath that. Yeah, definitely fear of failure. And I know fear of rejection for me a lot, especially going live. I mean, this is, we are, at least I am. I'm a quiet person. I don't want to be out there, but here I am. So how does this manifest for you? And I'm thinking about, you've already talked about the thoughts, but body sensations or feelings is kind of where I want to go with this now.
Okay, the body sensations, I would say definitely tightness throughout the whole body, because anxiety can take over at times. And the sensations, I might feel it in my stomach area for the most part, I'd say. Sometimes in my head, it just depends on the situation and that day, I guess. Poor posture, I'd say that's another thing.
Interesting. Yeah, like if we're doubtful. Protect ourselves, protect our heart. Yeah, that's excellent. I mean, I really relate to a lot of that, and it'll vary from person to person, which is the thing. It's not all one size fits all for everybody, but that is the power center, the solar plexus. So that doesn't surprise me. And the thinking, overthinking, worrying, that's the more the third eye and the head stuff. So so how does I think you've already talked about this, how it interferes with your daily life and business. So going live, for example, what else do you see in terms of it interfering with your daily life? Just in a nutshell, maybe a sentence or two.
Well, procrastinating, definitely procrastinating, because you're doubting, well, if you can't do that, why bother doing it? Or put that at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
I think that's been an issue in the past. Well, consistency too. If you're self-doubting, what's the point of you try it for a while, and then what's the point? It doesn't seem like it's working, and you kind of give up. But really, that's not what we should be doing. We should just
keep
brush it away.
Well, and the way I work with it is we need to release that so we can move forward. And sometimes taking a step forward is the solution. Like if we're procrastinating, it's definitely helpful to say, I know I don't want to do my taxes, but first of all, I've got to do them. But secondly, I got to do them sometime. And if I'm resisting that much, I might as well just start. And usually I find once I start, it's not so bad. It's starting for me that's hard. Is that true for you too?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And like you said, just being aware of it, it already kind of gives you a little shake and steps you forward out of that. It helps.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. I totally track with what you're saying. So, and then, how does that work with your purpose? I mean, do you find that you get into a self-defeating mode then about, well, what am I here for? Is any of that playing in there for you?
Well, I would say it's what to do first, second, and third. I already know what my purpose is, but at which order, so I've just learned to kind of relax into it and see what comes to me first.
Yeah, that makes sense. And for some people who don't know, I guess I'm thinking that was maybe a question more for the audience, and people who don't know what their purpose is, they don't know, what their gifts are even. Some people don't even know that. Some people do, and they just haven't acted on them. So there's different levels of, it manifests differently for people. So Joan, are you feeling a little self-doubt today, right now?
Yeah, I have a 2-hour class coming up in a couple hours. So just a little bit of nerve edge and self.
Yeah.
Can you do this, Joe? I've done classes before, but never 2 hours. So yeah, it's planned out. I know I can do it. It's a residual hassle in the background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So are you ready to shift some of that right now?
Sure. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to just do a little mini tuning with the tuning fork. And I'm just going to have you, just relax and breathe right now. So I'm just going to be playing this tuning fork and reading kind of the energy that I'm picking up. So let me can you hear that okay, Joan?
Oh, yeah.
So taking a nice deep breath. Oftentimes when we're feeling anxiety or doubt, we start shallow breathing. So taking a nice deep breath, low belly, filling up your ribs, sending that air and that breath through your feet into the ground. Yeah, I'm picking up on the anxiety for sure. And bringing that, also the energy on your inhale, bringing in that energy from the crown. And down through. Good. So what is coming to you right now in terms of a feeling or sensation that's presenting itself right now, Joan?
I'm feeling it in my right rib cage.
Okay. Yeah. So I was picking up some stuff in the solar plexus. So that's kind of in that area, lower right. Okay. So the right ribs. Yeah. So the right is a lot about actually interesting, our power center. Oh, also our heart. I'm also picking some things up in your right hip area. I don't know if you're sensing anything there, but just this sense of busy, need to do stuff. I don't know if that fits for you.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So it's just like the tuning fork is actually dull right now. It's not really up there. So a lot of what we're doing now is sending intention as well as using the frequency. So frequency plus intention equals healing. And breathing this, that was a much brighter balanced tone. We're starting to get that too. So if you listened at the beginning, those of you who are listening, it was a lot duller at the beginning. So as we're sending this frequency over the airwaves, we're connected. What are you noticing now, Joan? Anything shifting? Anything moving?
It's gone. That heaviness of the solar plexus, right rib cage is gone.
Okay, cool. Has anything shifted to another part of your body then, or is it just disappeared?
I'm feeling it's gone from that area. The only place I'm finding now is my left hip, and it's right at the point of the hip itself. Would be like where all the quadricep muscles insert on the front of the leg.
You can tell she's a massage therapist. Nobody else would know that. I understand because I'm a massage therapist too. So yeah. Okay. So right where it inserts up there. Yeah. I used to know what that was, that insertion point, but interesting on the left side.
Yes, yeah. On the left.
Okay. So that's interesting. So what I'm picking up is this energy of wanting to be a certain way. So this unmet need of, I want to be this in the world, but I'm not quite there feeling. I don't know if that fits for you, but this struggle almost between the right ribs and the left hip. I can just really almost feel that. What am I thinking of? Yeah, imbalance or almost a tug of war feeling of, it's imbalance, but in this case, energetically, it's like you're wanting to move forward, but you're not able to. So you're kind of stuck. I mean, it's interesting. It's a stuck place, right? So part of you wants to move forward, and the other part of you goes, nah, that's too scary.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, so just relaxing into that and just knowing that that's just a lot of old stuff. I was going to use another word, but I didn't. And it's just an old story that you had growing up or whenever this was. And you totally have what it takes. I can feel it. So it's just a matter of releasing any doubts that you have here. And what are you noticing in your body here?
It's
keep breathing.
Subsiding. Yeah, the pain's subsiding.
Okay, so keep breathing and sending that energy through your feet. So we're actually dissolving a little bit of this. and we're getting a nice, balanced, robust sound now. I don't know if you can hear, there's an overtone and an undertone here, not just a high pitch or a low pitch in the tuning fork. So keep breathing. And I need to keep breathing. So that's my way of grounding so that we're connected, but I'm not taking on your stuff. So we're sending this coherent energy to your system, your energy system, which is then in through your body. So we're surrounded by a field of energy that comes into the center of the body. Yeah. And those hips are pretty important. They're our connection to our lower body, their connection to us moving forward. I mean, we have appendages in our arms. We can do things with our hands, but our feet actually get us moving. So really important. Do you feel anything in your sacrum, by the way, the sacral area there, Joan? Because I'm picking up something there, just a little bit of stuck energy.
No, I'm not feeling it, but it's not, there's no sharp pain at all.
No. Yeah, I just feel like it's a little imbalanced there. Like that may be part of what you're dealing with here.
Yeah. Because it often wraps around into the back of the hip and the glutes and right in through the sacrum too. So that makes sense.
There are a lot of ligaments there. So yeah, so it wasn't pain I was picking up. It was more just discomfort almost, dis-ease in fully embodying, that what you're wanting to do, what the abundance, perhaps even feeling that abundance, that creativity. Well, I felt a shift right there. Did you feel that? I'm just curious.
I did.
Okay. I felt an energy shift here. It's definitely a calmer system than it was. And a little less, the doubt is kind of a low frequency. So the fact that we have a little more balance here, I don't know if you feel it, but I'm definitely picking up on, maybe it's the thinking mind that's wondering if it is for real, because I'm picking it up in your energy field, but it's your body, so you know what's going on. So breathing. And it could be that that's enough for today. You did feel a shift. So drawing that light from the top of your head. And this, of course, is a little bit artificial situation too, because on a one-on-one, we'd it'd be a private session. This is public, so it's a little trickier. We may be picking up other people's energy even right now and hopefully anybody listening can be receiving this as well. It's not just for Joan, it's for everybody listening. So, so anything you want to share, Joan? Because I wanted to talk a little bit more before I finish today.
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, it's not nearly the pain in the left hip.
Did you notice any changes in the way you're approaching anything, thinking wise, anything there? I'm just curious. If not, that's fine. I just wanted to note anything for you.
I feel calmer.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely calmer, more centered, definitely. So then that helps with the thinking, of course, and the anxiety is down for sure.
Yeah. So my discovery, and it's easier said than done, is that when we brush away some of that anxiety or the self-doubt, when we kind of move that, all of a sudden we get a little clearer and, oh, yeah, I am powerful. I do know what I'm doing. I do have gifts. And yeah, we're nervous, but it's not the same as, oh my gosh, what am I doing here feeling? So yeah, I feel better too. I feel more grounded as well. So when I work with clients, I always feel a shift too. And you're not new to this work. You actually just had your first session with me. What was it, this week? It was just a few days ago. So
Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah. And so, what's your experience? If you can share with anybody briefly.
I've moved forward in getting a lot of things done. The commitment to my business and bringing up a class and posting every day and encouraging people where I can reach to. If this isn't the right time, I just plant the seed and they'll come when they're ready.
That is so cool.
I don't know if I would have done that like a week ago. Really?
Well,
honestly.
What I noticed is that all of a sudden you were showing up in Facebook Lives. And I thought, what? Yeah. I hadn't seen you. And there you were. And not just once, but I think we've gone live 2 or 3 times now since we met.
Yeah, pretty well every day. Like, that's the difference, is trying to do it consistently, but it doesn't seem to be a hassle now. It seems like, oh, it's okay now.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, I so appreciate you and the work you're doing and getting out there. And I appreciate you coming on. It took courage just to come on with me and share. I really appreciate you being here, and your gifts and talents, I know, are going to help people in the world. So I'm so happy to have you here.
Sure. And thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Sharon, for sharing your gift. It's definitely something that's needed for everyone. So I would say definitely, go with Sharon and check her out for sure. It's very, very resourceful, very good for us to unlock and move forward in our life, especially at these times.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Joan. And I'm sure we'll get you on again. So maybe you'll be a regular guest. Who knows?
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Later way. That's right.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm going to be talking about that. Yeah. So thanks so much, and good luck this afternoon. All right. I will talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
So I'm back, and as far as I know, I'm still live. Yes, I am. Wow, that was cool. This is fun. I think I will be doing this again. In fact, I already have another guest lined up. So it really brought a whole nother level to this experience for me. Because sometimes I feel like I'm talking in the void and nobody is hearing me or cares, whatever. Is anybody out there? That kind of feeling. So it felt more natural to me. And again, it's difficult doing this kind of thing live, because truly in a one-on-one session, it's a private session, obviously. But yeah, for me, totally, the fear underneath the many obstacles, the fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of my own power, frankly, it's easier to stay stuck, because then I don't have to take responsibility. It's, seriously, I know we don't think that, but it's true. It is easier. And it's a constant journey of moving from self-doubt to what I think is self-love and self-acceptance, and opening that heart and opening that center of our body and knowing we are connected, we are powerful, we have talents to give. And every time we stretch ourselves, this self-doubt and anxiety and fear arises. So a lot of us think, well, it'll just go away. Well, it's true. When I sing and perform, I still get nervous, but there's a part of me that knows I can do this. I've done this before. But every time we stretch and do something different, that is a whole nother level. So yeah, there's this confusion, or busyness can be a racket, keeps us from seeing what's really going on. We don't have to change, because change, honestly, is scary, right? It's out of our comfort zone. So what I just did with Joan right now was a small taste of what biofield tuning does. It's really more than just waving a tuning fork around. It involves intention, reconnecting your body to the core energy system, and it's a deep cleaning of your energetic system from the outside in. In biofield tuning, we start from the outer edge of the energetic field that surrounds the body, or the biofield, as far as 6 feet away. And this is the area that surrounds our body, or also called the biofield. And the energy field starts at birth, and actually pre-birth, and even generationally. So we can, and I just did this with a client yesterday, we can release generational garbage, stuff that really never was ours, that is really based in fear. Then we come in towards the body to more the present moment. This is, the few inches away from our body is where everything that's going on right now is available to us. And we can easily do this work virtually with sound plus intention, as you just saw, but I do it all the time with my sessions. And I've discovered that the tuning forks in biofield tuning, which is different from just, doing it on acupressure points or energetically, they actually diagnose, disrupt, dislodge, and reintegrate the stuck emotions and energy that get in the way of you and me shining more brightly and living a life of ease, freedom, and joy. So as we clear away the debris, we don't not only have more energy, often our physical issues that have haunted us for decades are no longer there, or they're less, or they completely resolve. So as one client responded, my body can feel the shift in biofield tuning. My body feels the shift and then knows where the target is. And I have a subjective experience and know and feel what it could be. And I think that was just is really key to us understanding what life can be, not what it's been, not what we're used to it being, but what it can be. And again, this applies beautifully for entrepreneurs as well. I mean, what could your life be as an entrepreneur? What could your business be like? What could it look like? And bringing in possibility. It takes courage to live fully, and it takes courage to be an entrepreneur, to take steps outside of our comfort zone and feel the feelings that come with it, pushing up against self-doubt, intrinsic, interwoven, old stories, covering up who we are at the core. So with tuning, like Joan even mentioned, we're peeling back the layers, one layer at a time, to reveal our true selves. And there are many ways to get there. But biofield tuning is one of those modalities that works beautifully. And for a lot of empaths, it's the perfect match because we're so sensitive to sound, for one thing. When we seek to express our essential selves, we can't, by definition, follow somebody else's path either. We have to carve our own. We need help excavating that path, peeling back the layers of years of programming and beliefs, and even generational. And as you know, if you follow this kind of work, this stuff can be genetic. They've now proven it. You know, if you read Biology of Belief or any of those, books, there's research on it. We actually get these energetic pieces in our DNA. It takes confidence to take a step towards our heart's desire, and each step reveals the next step on our path. So it's kind of like walking in the woods. I'm surrounded by woods here. So you're just never sure what the next step is going to be, where, if it's up or down or over a log or in a little dip until you get there. So I invite you to get on a call with me. I called it the Sound Path Clarity Call. And by getting on there with me, I'm opening up a few spots next week for an hour call to get clarity on your next steps. I'll actually do some tuning with you, kind of get just a tiny bit to get a sense of what your blocks might be, clarify that, move a little energy, and so we can get some clarity on your next steps. I also only have 2 spots left in my new Courage to Shine program before the price goes up. It's a one-on-one program where I walk you through 8 weeks, 8 sessions. One of the first ones about grounding and connecting, and then each chakra. We're going to literally deep clean your system from the bottom up. So those 2 spots are still available. And, when we do that deep cleaning of our entire system, you release blocks to success. And so it takes courage. And I invite those of you who are ready to take the next step into your new courageous self to get on a call with me. And so we can explore that together. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Be courageous. And I will see you all next week. In the meantime, take good care. And I really look forward to seeing you again next week. All right. Bye for now. Have a great weekend.